Could you imagine the world without pumpkins, almonds, apples, or beans? This means no pumpkin carving on Halloween, no more butter pecan ice cream, no more apple pies or the traditional pot of chili for dinner. What about dairy or beef? Without dairy, we would not have milk, butter, yogurt, or cheese. So at this point, you may be wondering to yourself, well, what would be left for me to eat? This is the path our world is headed as farmers and researchers still frantically try to solve the mystery of why honeybee colonies are collapsing in such masses. First, I will explain why loss of honeybees is such a serious concern towards our environment. Next, I will explain the proposed causes of the problem, and finally propose to you my solution of the dying honeybees. So now I will present to you the problem at hand. According to the article Silence of the Bees, nearly 1/3 of the country's 2.4 million bee colonies were lost between 2006 and 2007 because of colony collapse disorder, also known as CCD. Not only did our country lose these tens of billions of bees, this loss was estimated to have an $8 to $12 billion effect on America's agricultural economy. The honeybee's role is more than producing honey, as 1/3 of the United States crops are pollinated by these tiny yellow and black bees buzzing around. Scientists and farmers give credit to honeybees for pollinating more than 100 different food crops, which include fruits and vegetables. Believe it or not, these foods range from apples, broccoli, soybeans, nuts, peaches, cherries, strawberries, and much more. Honeybees pollinate animal feed crops such as clovers that feed our very own dairy cows. Since 2006 to now, there is still an epidemic of honeybees that they are simply disappearing throughout the world. This is a problem as honeybees impact our environment as they pollinate our crops. As the honeybee population declines, this declines the production of our food in which we rely on. Not only do honeybees impact our food chain, they also impact other animal species as they pollinate flowers and other plants intended for natural animal feed. According to the article, The Bees Starring Role, other animal species are connected with bees in two ways. One, they eat the brood or honey, pollen or wax, because they are parasitic to the bees, or because they simply live within the bee's nest. On a global scale, it is alarming to know that colony collapse disorder affects all mankind and our global food supply. Now I will tell you some of the proposed causes of why honeybee colonies are collapsing. According to Harvard School of Public Health, there have been an abundant amount of theories. The disappearance of bees due to stress and diet has been questioned. The practice of transporting honeybees across the country to do pollination work. Some conclude this practice can be contributing to poor diet and stress on honeybee colonies. Radiation from mobile phones could also be adding to the problem. Some researchers are under the assumption that electromagnetic radiation from wireless communication towers may be interfering with the navigation systems bees use to find their way back to their nest. So what about global warming? Some wonder if global warming is contributing to the growth of fungus or mites, which is proposed to be destroying colonies. How about the thought of pesticides? Dr. Noah Wilson-Rich explains that researchers and beekeepers are focusing attention to pesticides, particularly to the class called neonicotinoids. He continues to say the long-term effects of pesticides can remain elusive for many years to come. Brandon Keane with Wired Science magazine stated, "There has been much speculation due to pesticides, neonicotinoids. They entered the market in the 1990s and could be the issue with CCDs." These neonicotinoids spread through the vascular tissues of plants, causing toxicity throughout the growing season when bees ingest their pollen. Dr. McCullough says the EPA approved these pesticides, known as neonicotinoids, on the basis that the amounts found in pollen and nectar are not enough to kill bees. However, the marketing of these pesticides coincided with the occurrence of large-scale bee deaths in many European countries and the United States. Finally, I will propose to you my solution. As many chemicals can be harmful, I found pesticides to be what I believe are destroying honeybee colonies the most. The best solution would be to ban the class called neonicotinoids, and in order for this to happen, there needs to be more public awareness about this alarming global issue. Throughout this speech, I acknowledge you with the problem of honeybees, exemplified proposed causes of this happening, and proposed to you my solution. If the problem with honeybee colonies continued to rise, this situation has the potential to affect billions of people nationwide. It is safe to say we need honeybees to put food on our plates, and without honeybees, billions of people are at risk as our food supply is threatened. Albert Einstein once said, "If the bee disappears from the surface of the earth, man would have no more than 4 years left to live." Thank you.